Welcome to The Flow. Today we're talking about Eid Al Etihad 53, which is UAE's National Day. What was very unique about this project is the way that the client approached us. And they presented us with a very unique carving which we've never seen before. But it turns out that the carving is from Al Nar period. That was just unbelievable because we just never expected to see such ancient archaeological artifacts here. So what we had to do is create a very unique rock carved Oryxes out of a 2D image of a carving.
Why is this event so important? Because it tells about the past, present and the future vision of the country. This project did not come without any challenges because Oryx by itself a very curved animal and the carving is really flat and really boxy. We have to balance out between bringing to life something what looks like a carving and recognized as an Oryx.
An additional challenge came with us making sure that we can incorporate the very real rock structure textures from Jebel Hafeet, where the event was taking place, into the puppets themselves. Even though the original reference that we got were quite flat and just the images of the animals.
So the first steps we took, we looked at the image itself of the carving and we had to create a 3D model to show it to the client and make sure that it looks right to the standards.
Not only that Grisha had to work intensively and closely with them on each step to create the right proportions and to show them how people would fit inside to see the real final dimension and scale, but also to add colors and add textures into the visual representation for them to really understand how they're going to feel once they complete it.
With the decade of experience in the industry, we know the importance of the communication with the client. So we have to make sure that they present it with the recent information and every major changes to be taken care of. Like here on the sample, 4 different options of the textures they can pick from.
So even with such short deadline, which is only 3 weeks, we were able to communicate with the client a few times to present to them the options, but also present to them the colorways, which we've left for the end when we will be on site, because everything depends on the lighting on stage. Many of you know that stage light and daylight are 2 completely different things. They're supposed to be both light, but they work in the opposite ways. So what you see in front of you sometimes when you finish it and you're very happy and proud how it looks, once you bring it under the stage light, it's completely changing. And you have to add and adjust and sometimes remove color because some things can suddenly become too much. This is what we wanted to avoid with this project, and we waited for painting to be done at the very last stage. Not only because the projections and the lights were just developing, but also because one of the Oryxes was on the ground walking by, and the second one was in the spotlight on the very top of the stage. Luckily, we stayed to the very last minute, and we were able to change the painting on them 3 times with the change of lights to make sure that they match and they are in the best possible light. We did deliver 2 Oryxes as promised. That was original intent. And then we just had to perform a little surgery in the last day to one of them, which left us with just the head and the tail left from it, just because of how it had to be used. We even have a tiny souvenir to show you here. That's his tail. In the celebration, there were hundreds, if not thousands of props, and also a few dozens of puppets. But little did our puppeteers know that they're gonna be inside of the biggest ones of them. But the puppeteers didn't have to worry at all, because they were in the great hands of our movement director. And with a little bit of hard work, we were able to achieve a very beautiful, natural, organic, but also monumental performance from them. Because controlling such a huge puppet is not an easy task, no matter how comfortable it is.
Usually, puppets of this scale have 3 performers to operate puppet. Basically, 2 performers operating the body and 1 operating the head. But not to ruin the magic, we had to make sure that 2 puppets can operate body and the head at the same time.
I love to hear our team's excitement about how much they love to be a part of this project. And I definitely share that with them, because to me personally, that was also one of my favorite and most unique and most interesting projects we've been a part of.
If you're interested in the questions regarding this project, leave your comments down below.
Like, share and subscribe.